Meanwhile, aboard the Cajun Queen, Pierre LeBlanc, known by his fellow anglers as Scaly Pete.
There they hunted sharks. I hunt sharks. It's in the blood. There was somebody better at this, you'd be following them, yeah? Oh, people got a lot of wrong ideas about sharks. Scientists say we gotta coexist. Now, how you gonna coexist with that shark, huh? Shark just wanna do one thing. That's kill you, eat you, and you out. What I do, I consider a sacred honor. Kill them all if I could. Too bad, they put 24 hours to a day.
Shark spotted in Fontic Bayou. Several deaths reported. Shark can be identified by rusty harpoon embedded in flank.
Get out of my way. Got a job to do.
This is an adult bull shark. Fast, fierce, and armed quite literally to the teeth, she has little to fear here in the Gulf.
Now, that little intro segment introduced the hero of the story.
Moves through its watery world.
AKA Scaly Pete. He's a guy who hates sharks and he hunts them. But he is not the, you could say, protagonist or player character of the game. At least in this case, it would appear that the player character at this moment is this big rugged bull shark. It's fat and loggy little unpleasant thing. It can swim. It can look around. It can
the
eat
Predator's
stuff.
350 fearsome teeth are put on full display.
Well, let's just make a nice little camera shot. Yep, it can bite and eat. And of course, and in addition to being shark and Scaly Pete, there's also this lovely narrator with an American nature documentary voice. And of course, the shark can also give some smacks.
Exhibiting behavior more common to a thresher shark, this bull makes creative use of her powerful tail.
Nom nom. And of course, it can break down grates because, well, sharks tend to be quite strong animals. It can also do this kind of little dash move.
A shark fin is a sinister reminder to humans that the ocean remains a wild and untamed domain.
Alright, and of course, shark can skim the surface with giving the lovely little triangular back fin, and also, or as they fancy word would say,
worthy of an orca, cruelly imprisoned and put on display in a marine park stunt show.
Yep, shark. It can jump out of the water, which is to say.
The big fish plunges to the ocean below. The bull's speed is astounding for a large marine predator.
Up and whoop. Interestingly enough, because this game is, you could say, is very deliberately silly game in its, you could say, styling and setting.
A shark is a rare and calorie-intensive spectacle.
It's still quite obvious that the makers of the game knew at least the entry-level matter of shark biology, to just know that occasionally we're gonna just do we just want to make it, we know this game is absurd. We don't have any, kind of claims that this game is not absurd, so just do how you wish. Yeah, and this is of course the tutorial part, which of course now finishes with shark getting to actually attack humans and eat them. Because hey, this is a game about the shark, and it's quite hard. It's gonna rated R, so of course it's gonna involve people being eaten by a shark like this. Let's dive. Yeah, grab his leg. Eat.
While it is well known that sharks feed on mollusks, fish, and seals, less discussed is their propensity to feed on fear.
Yeah. And of course, there can be made some sort of gruesome spectacle of eating more people than in the original Jobs. There was already eaten a lot, and that film made a lot of. Don't even that one tried to run away. They don't seem to know that shark happens to be a apex predator. So yeah, the games were, you could say, not that seriously. Although amount of swimming action and all that. Oh yeah, it's quite gruesome. Show your teeth. Sharks do have lots of teeth.
It must be emphasized that this sort of targeted violence is quite unusual for a shark.
Yep, that's yeah. The makers know that yeah, sharks, despite even the most aggressive and indiscriminate species, are not that kind of. Are not, you could say, mindlessly aggressive, and of course they will be once there's a giant shark eating people on the beaches, as in eating people in big numbers on beaches. There'll be people coming to eat them, and of course.
Gotcha! Kinney, knock him down, partner.
So, where are they? And of course there's also divers, which will mean that you can't just jump to the beneath the sea. Obviously diving is not just a way to get out of the and of course these skiffs or boats these hunters use can either be sunk, torn to pieces, or the crew can be grabbed from the sea. There you go. Where's the boat? Oh. And of course you can, this shark also has intelligence enough to throw stuff like hunters it has grabbed into eating. Yep, lots of people being eaten.
Look at them teeth! Oh, she gonna make quite a mantelpiece. Got us some dinner coming, boys. Let's get her up on deck, huh?
On board the Cajun Queen, Scaly Pete looks over the catch of the day.
Yeah, this my daddy's on, all right. But this ain't the shark. Not the one I was looking for.
How do you know?
How I know? Not big enough. This look like a mega to you? Oh, she's on for me. Hello! How your mama in there?
Whoa! Well, why'd you do that?
So I can identify her. Next time I see her. When I spear her.
The tiny pup responds with an instinct for survival.
You maybe want to turn off that camera.
And with this, the actual story and the game of a manhunter begins. With a personal grudge.
Tasted human flesh, it forsakes its natural prey in a deadly single-minded search for the most dangerous game.
Oh, look at that. Isn't it cute? And as an interesting little detail of scientific actually realism, bull sharks do give birth to live sharks. It's a matter of basically fertilized eggs being kept inside female, and then once the eggs hatches, they are birthed live. It is not similar system as in mammals, in which there's a exchange of bodily fluids and life food and all that kind of stuff, but it's very similar. And of course now,
to be a voracious, if hardly discriminating, eater.
And now the shark is released into the ecosystem of Port Clovis, aka hilariously and humorously polluted landscape. So, and of course there would be. So of course it would be time to start eating indiscriminately everything. Although at this size, being only about something like about 1 meter tall, if even that long, if even that, this little juvenile pup bull shark would not be capable of causing much of a terror.
A quiet space is the ideal stage for the shark to meditate and harness her pure potentiality.
But because of this place is completely bizarre, crazy hellscape, there's a matter of the fact that it is actually mute, not just. It is not just a matter of shark being a bull shark.
This shark is able to use biosonar to locate potential prey.
It is not just a bull shark being thrown into weird Florida swamp. It's a mutant bull shark capable of evolving and mutating into, well, into something of a very brutal thing. And I would say that the problem of this game, the gameplay of this game is quite repetitive, in the sense that you just swim around, you try to, well, you gather stuff to evolve, and then you find stuff to evolve, you eat stuff to evolve, you gain this kind of evolution abilities, you gain levels, and there's even a DLC allowing the shop to evolve into even bigger things. There's basically boss battles against apex predators like alligators, or better say, against giant mutant alligators. So the gameplay is not, you could say, that much of a variety in it, even though it's good. Shark controls beautifully, and the humorous extra tone by the narrator adds some little thing, because hey, sharks don't talk, so it doesn't have much of a character, especially when it's a mutant shark. It has even less character. Well, here it is. It swims around. It's gonna eat stuff. And of course, and this game also doesn't unfortunately have this kind of, you could say, mission replay system, so it really can't be shown how it does scaly beats and this unnamed sharks, because sharks usually don't have names. If they have names, they are given to them by humans. Even though sharks can be very smart apex predators. There are studies which show that, yep, they ain't stupid fish. Even though fish generally are not considered that intelligent breed of animals. But sharks generally are not, you could say, dumb ends, because hey, you know, mostly predators usually are not stupid animals. Stupid predators don't survive well. No matter how brawny those predators might be.
Has led to a superabundance of catfish, which is just fine by local bully Rosie the alligator.
Oh yeah, and of course, at this size, there's not such, you could say, smart thing to pick fight against really big, nasty, powerful apex predators like Florida alligators. But in addition to all these kind of little funny things, there's all these kind of landmarks that can be found.
I have one of those new pop-up tub stoppers at home, and let me tell you, those things are just...
There's actually quite many of those. And of course there's also these, you could say, hunted things that, well, they are bigger, meaner than the regular ones. And of course,
Muskellunge, or muskie, is a freshwater fish commonly found throughout the Great Lakes region, so I have no idea what it's doing here.
But generally the basic gameplay is eat stuff, become stronger, and that's it. So let's just, and I really can't show how the story ends because of the game's unwillingness to show that basic. You can't see the missions after you have played them, which is, I find it kind of clunky gameplay design thing. But it doesn't really matter. So it's time to show what kind of aquatic monstrosity this reborn, small, and when it was born, almost cute little shark actually is once it has grown into full size and infamy.
So many sheeple going about their daily lives, ignorant that their minds are held captive by forces they don't know or understand.
In full size, looking at the evolutions, the unblamed sharks can equip four kinds of different horrifying, you could say, mutations, which all have quite gruesome and physical adaptations, like these kind of huge bony teeth, these electricity zapping teeth, or just these really big, jumbly, grabby, ugly teeth. And of course, same applies to its body shape. It can have these big, beautiful tiger sharks, be have really dark and grimy, be almost some sort of electricity monstrosity, or the most unpleasant looking these big bony growths, which in my gameplay style was the most useful because it made armor protection, made shark much less difficult to kill. So look at that. Giant mutant bull shark. And once the evolutions are looked about, it's about 9 meters tall, which is to say larger than any real predatory, you could say. Well, all sharks seem to be predators, including the, you could say, very mellow whale shark because it eats plankton. But you could say that against, it's about almost 2 meters taller than largest ever recorded great white sharks, which is, you could say, when you imagine a big, scary, vicious predatory shark, it is great white shark. So let's just show how powerful this shark can be. It can eat people again. Breach people and throw people off the sea. It becomes very much a complete super apex predator capable of eating people really fast and efficiently. Like this boat. Let's just, small fishing boat, let's just destroy it.
Being natural cowards, shark hunters will often call for backup upon spotting their prey.
And of course there will be shark hunters over there. So of course they can be done lots of disgusting, dangerous damage by a 9 meters tall giant mutant shark with a taste for man flesh, eating people. Yep. So you can say that in this game the story is basically that hero creates a personal nemesis out of regular shark, and shark grows into a giant mutant shark capable of terrorizing, being the complete super apex predator. So yeah, the villain wins in this game. But it's not particularly, it's not Oscar material, and it ain't serious. But of course these diver hunters now have much bigger, more effective hunting equipment, because they are hunting down 9 meter tall giant mutant shark instead of something like a 2 meter tall regular sized mutant shark. Tasty. So that is the game of Maneater. It's a game about mutant shark, or what do you say, about becoming dangerous, scary mutant shark which eats people and terrorizes this very, very, very derelict and stupid people inhabited area. There is no reason not to be a complete terror of the ocean and eat people and seals and everything else that inhabits the ocean. Where do these people come from? Oh yeah. Simple idea of a game, but it's well executed enough to be this kind of little small taste of small amount of, you could say, fun. And of course, one thing which makes surviving all these fights easier is just the fact that, well, there's usually lunch every way, and of course, so causing damage to enemies heals you, so nothing really, you could say, unusual about that. But this was the small gameplay showing and review of Maneater. It's a game about giant mutant shark which has a vicious attitude and a lovely smile. See you next time.
The battle is over, but the war goes on.
Oh yeah, and the narrator is actually quite funny, quite fun guy, because he's so how does he have tools to follow this stuff, and why nobody pays any attention to a giant mutant shark running around or swimming around all these landscape areas and generally being extremely dangerous? Well, let's just do a Jaws attack and take a lunch out of. Do a nice little dramatic gobble from the air. What? Maneater.
Shark bounties became commonplace here after the previous mayor's practice of hiring Fijian shark charmers proved largely ineffective.
Well,
Ferris
ending
wheels
this
are
little
incredibly
demonstration
uneconomical.
right now.
So why are we
It's
suddenly
quite
seeing
fun
them
game,
everywhere?
not the perfect,
Because they are spiritual
and it has
energy
kind of, you could say,
that
clunky
transform the
things
city
like the
into
fact
a
that
sun
no
temple
mission
for the
replay or
Illuminati
anything
to
like
use
that.
in their rebirth rituals.
But and kind of repetitive gameplay. But the game itself is swimming is well designed, visual style is very consistent, and of course playing as a giant mutant bull shark terrorizing the ocean is always fun. Being unstoppable villain.
Another shark hunt draws to a close.
Yeah, look at that. Isn't he just lovely thing? But ending this right here. See ya next time. See ya.